I'm gonna fucking kill this rabbit. Matter of fact, I got an idea. I got a really good idea. How about we put the fucking night-night towel on. So you could fucking forget that I'm here. Oh, Lord have mercy. Ooh. What's up, everybody? Uncle OG here. Today we're going to be looking at the Vortex Venom 1-6X LPVO. This is their new budget line, low power variable optic, coming in at $255 from Brownells at the time of this video. Just doing a sort of first impressions on it. I did a short course of fire from about CQB distance to 100 meters, so nothing super crazy, but I got to sort of see the pros and cons initially. So let's get into that. So why am I even reviewing this? It's kind of been hyped. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of the gun content creators on YouTube have been hyping this up to be Vortex's latest and greatest budget line LPVO that can contest with primary arms and 6 hours Tango MSR, and crazily enough it's cheaper than all of them. So if it's better and cheaper, I wanted to see if that was true. So as you can see by my subscriber count, I am not cool enough to have gear sent to me for free, so I paid for this out of pocket just like anybody else would. So obviously that means I have nothing to hide, so you're going to get a very real and true review out of this. So bottom line up front, too long didn't read version. Would I recommend this scope to somebody who is shopping for a budget LPVO? Maybe? And the reasons why I'll get into here shortly, but if you're kind of looking at either this or something similar in a within $100 price range, I would possibly consider getting something else. Now I know that sounds harsh, but let me explain why. So pros and cons, let's talk about what this scope does well. So I'll say that the glass on it is quite good, especially at the higher magnifications. However, at the lower magnifications, not so much, but let me get to that in a second. The reticle is very nice, which I'll put somewhere on the screen. I really like the segmented horseshoe reticle. I like the size of the horseshoe that's on it. It's not super close to the fine aiming point in the middle of the reticle, which can obscure your target. And it also has some decent, I guess, quick ranging on the top of the reticle. And also the reticle brightness, I'll say, is serviceable. It's not, daylight bright, I guess you could say. It's not like a fucking red dot. I shot it today on a somewhat cloudy day on 5 out of 6 on the brightness settings, and it was definitely good enough. 6, however, is too bright for anything unless you're aiming at the fucking sun. Another cool thing with the brightness of the reticle is that in between each brightness setting, there is an off feature in between each setting. So if you wanted to store the rifle with the reticle off, but then be able to move it one click to your desired or preferred brightness, you can absolutely do that. And also the rheostat wheel itself is very tactile and stiff in a good way. No diddy. So you won't accidentally turn off the illumination on your reticle just by rubbing against it. No diddy. Also the magnification wheel is stiff. I gotta stop. However, it is still smooth enough to easily move in between each magnification level. And also, as I've stated at the beginning of the video, the cost. This is fucking stupid cheap. $255, I think, is what I paid for it from Brownells. Mind you, I do have veterans discount, so I might have saved fucking like 20 bucks or something like that, but you could easily find these scopes for less than $300. If you're paying $300, you're getting fucked. Now let's talk about the cons. First and foremost, this John is fucking long. Now on the website, it is labeled at 10.9 inches overall length, but I'm assuming that's with the diopter closed all the way, which is not for anybody's eyes as far as I'm concerned. So once you start adjusting it, it's probably going to be 11 inches overall, which is pretty long, especially for a 1 to 6X. And again, like most, cheap budget options for LPVOs, it is a bit heavy. No shit. My main gripe with it that I've noticed today, especially shooting at the shorter distances, is the 1X performance on this really isn't there. Even setting the diopter as close as I can get to perfect, I still notice a pretty decent amount of fisheye. I don't know if that's just my optic or, just my eyes or whatever, but I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. Also on 1X, there is a little bit of color distortion on the edge of the scope as well. But weirdly enough, once you turn this up to 1.5X, it literally goes away, which is the weirdest shit. With virtually all LPVOs, 1X is usually like the tried and true, easy to do, like any LPVO that I've had, 1X has always been the magnification that I have to worry about the least for the most part. Normally it's when you get up to 6X and the higher magnifications is when you start to get diminishing performance. However, on this one, it's like reversed. It's like the higher magnification is literally performs better in some ways, in most ways, than it does on 1X. And also the eye box on 1X is damn near the same as 6X. Again, I don't know if it's just my scope or what, but I don't know. It seems pretty fucking tight. No diddy. So as you can see, it's kind of almost hard to recommend this scope because you could legitimately spend just a fucking cunt hair more and get way better options. In my opinion, if you're trying to save money and you want, good 1X performance with the possibility to have, halfway decent magnified performance without using a red dot magnifier, obviously, because the magnified performance on that is bad, you would probably go with something like the Primary Arms Nova. You know what I mean? You get a red dot bright illumination on a fucking LPVO, and the 1X on that, from what I hear, is really good. And that one is literally only like $30 more, and you could usually get a discounted mount for it as well. Or you can spend, again, another con hair more and get the SIG MSR Tango, and that comes with a mount. And I don't think that one has particularly bad 1X performance either. So in conclusion, the sort of thing that's holding this back is the 1X performance. Now, is that necessarily bad for the price range? I'm not really sure. Again, I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing. You normally see good 1X performance on other LPVOs, but on this one, it's like got the same problems as other LPVOs, but reversed, where 1X is the issue and then the higher magnifications isn't. All in all, that's my first impressions with the Vortex Venom 1 to 6X. Am I going to keep it on this rifle? Probably. I'm gonna shoot it a bit more, especially at distance. I want to see how it performs beyond 100 meters. But I'll update you when that time comes. So for now, thanks for watching. I'm gonna get drunk.